Hello, and welcome to my new moon card pull for Gemini. This is the first one that I am doing publicly. I have been doing these privately in the Patreon space for the past 9 months now. And this is the first month where we're going to try it. We're going to see how it goes as a public video. This is normally something that I just do for friends or for myself, and it's kind of fun to play with sharing my intuitive gifts in a card reading format. The main reason I'm doing this is because it's at the new moon, and in our Patreon space that we are closing, we're just starting to wrap it up. In the Patreon space, I did a new moon card pull each month, and the reason that I do it at that time is because the new moon is an energy of new beginnings, and all possibilities are on the table the way that I see it. So tuning into the cards at that time is for me, it's a way to look back at what has just completed, a feeling of what's happening right here in this present moment, and then a card for what's coming next. Where are we headed as we move into this new lunar cycle? And then I usually pull an extra card or two from my guides, our guides. So this new moon is in Gemini. Gemini, for me, it's my rising sign. And Gemini is very much about bridging the duality, being here in the physical body and being fully connected to the spiritual, to the cosmos, being able to bring that curiosity and wonder and imagination that guides the soul at a cosmic level here into a grounded manifestation. How do we play in these very real ways with this cosmic intelligence that we all have inside of ourselves? So it is a fun bridge, I guess is the best word, from the Patreon space into sharing this in more ways. So here we are. I have no idea how long the video will go. It goes as long as it goes. And yeah, thank you, by the way, to all of our Patreon family that have walked with Alicia Mathewson and I to this point and supported us in our evolution and our joy and our play. It has been such an amazing creative space to be in with you. And as it completes, it feels perfect. There is so much more that is yet to be created, particularly with Alicia and I. So who knows? Who knows what's possible? Okay, last month in April, the card that represented the past was the Miser, which was a card very much about holding on to your own stuff and not sharing and keeping your treasures for yourself, and how that's over. That is not working, which looking at quarantine has absolutely been one of the lessons we've all been learning. The present moment was the Lovers, and that card talks about moving from a space of defining love as just the sexual connection between two people to connecting heart to heart. And then moving beyond that, which is connecting from the crown to the crown, moving to this place of compassion and cosmic soul connection. And I feel like that was the present card for April. That has been moving for so many of us, just these strange connections with people showing up or people reconnecting. And it's not about the physical contact, right? We've been in quarantine. It's very much about heart to heart and elevating our definition of friendships and connection. And then the future card was Innocence, which is a beautiful card that shows this wise old man, this master teacher, and he's holding this tiny little praying mantis or butterfly on his hand, and he's just in wonder, absolute wonder about the beauty of the communication that's happening between him and this animal. And it's from this childlike space, but he's not this child. It's innocence from a place of, pure wonder. So that was the card for the future, which carries us right here into this moment as we are in the Gemini energy. I mean, perfect Gemini energy, the Innocence card. And then from our guides, we got the Five of Pentacles and Strength. And those two cards very much have been guiding us as we wrap up quarantine and move through this month of April. It's been last month of April. It's been a lot. So here we are, May 21st, new moon in Gemini, which is tomorrow. As I record this, it's tomorrow, but this will go out tomorrow sometime. So I'm just going to break the deck up a little bit. I shuffled it. I am not a good shuffler, so I just make a big mess and swirl it all around, and then I just cut it. Okay, so we are going to do 3 cards again. We're going to do the past, of course. The past is the completion card. Perfect for where we are as we complete. So funny. As we complete the Patreon space. Like, how literal do we have to be? The present moment, beautiful. Maturity. And then the future, where we are headed in next. This is awesome. Comparison. What a beautiful story these cards share with us. So let me give you my feedback. Okay, so the completion card, we'll start there. Hang on, I'm dry mouth today. I've been a lot of video making. Okay, completion. So if you look at this card, this is for all of us collectively as we step into the new moon in Gemini tomorrow. So there's so much here. I'll start with the basic. It's a puzzle. Life is a puzzle. This journey as a human is a puzzle, and all of it is just us trying to puzzle our way through it. There sometimes comes a moment where the missing last piece that maybe was in the box, but you couldn't find it in the box. Did you drop it on the floor? Where did that piece go? That last piece of the puzzle gets put in place. And look where it's being put in place, right at this child or this Buddha, right at the third eye. And you can see very clearly the definitions of the physical eyes and then the third eye being put into that position. Isn't that incredible when you look at that? And look how confidently that piece is being put in, right? Like placing it firmly. Yeah. So what does this mean? For me, it feels like so many things. As a collective, you know, we have been moving through quarantine, and there has been a lot of mind information and science and data that has been informing and guiding us as we move through this time. Lots of rules, lots of controls, lots of hierarchy and authority down, right? I make a decision, it goes to here, it goes to here, it goes to here. And I feel like as we start to step out of this space, which is what's happening here in Ohio and, you know, in many places across the United States, as we emerge out of quarantine, particularly right before the Memorial Day holiday weekend, this is a time where we want to be with family and friends and celebrate life and gather and honor. The guidance that this card is saying is the missing piece in all of this learning of quarantine is, what's your own inner guidance telling you to do? How do you trust your own navigation? Put that ability to intuitively see and know within yourself. Place that, awaken that, activate that right in the center of your third eye, so that you are guided in what most serves you, what most serves your family, your community. How is it that you want to step out of this quarantine space? And so this activation is inner knowing, inner light. It has been a puzzle, particularly with the coronavirus and quarantine, a global puzzle of nobody really having one answer or one right answer. Everyone making a decision and trusting their guidance, and then that informs the guidance of others. And there's just been this collaboration, and it's been messy at times, and it's been seamless at times and in some places. But as we emerge out of it, it's up to each of us individually to trust what feels best to us, and then to act from that place. So, and then just for me personally, right, the completion card is, and well, I'll add to that, there have been a lot of completions in relationships and activities and collaborations. The quarantine has, I want to say forced, but maybe a better word is invited, urged and nudged people to really explore their relationships and connections and what they're spending their time on, and if it matches who they actually want to be. So as we come out of this quarantine, right, there may be many completions that are happening, and it's guided by your own knowing. So when you feel something and you trust it and you express that, and then it creates all these ripples in the relationships around you, that's part of this completion process. That's part of what the coronavirus is energetically urging all of us into. Clarity, such clarity on, what is my individual puzzle look like? What's your individual puzzle look like? And maybe they overlap, but also maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. And if they don't, can we honor that and do it with grace and compassion and respect? Right. So that's what Alicia and I are modeling as we wrap up the Patreon space in our own ways. Right. I honor the beauty that is Alicia, and she honors the beauty that is me. And this is not the end of our collaboration. It's just a completion of a creative space that worked for us for a while until it completed. So perhaps it's just that easy, for some of the things that you're feeling completing. It's just the next phase, which leads right into presence, right? The present moment, the card is maturity. I'm going to read to you for this card. Well, I'll hold it first so you can see it more, and then we'll read it. So look at how contained this figure is, right? Like this one, it's so perfect too. Here's like the child, put the third eye in, and then look what you have. You have this mature figure who has all of the colors of the rainbow around her. Do you see it's like this multi-dimensional sort of angles all around? And then all of the color and the complexity underneath. It's this beautiful rainbow of colors and flowers and, yeah, maturity. So here's what the maturity card says. Of course, I didn't look it up because I didn't know that was the card we were going to pull. But this is how I do my card readings. They're not perfect. They're just me rambling about what feels true to me. Maturity, of course, it's the last card in the deck, right? That's so good. 158. That was awesome. This is from my well-worn Osho Zen Tarot deck. It was the only one I had for a really long time until I started watching Zen Tarot's videos, and then I bought the Lightseers deck. So now I use that. I don't know it very well, so I'm still learning it. Zen Tarot knows it way better than I do. But here's what the maturity card says. Okay. And I need glasses. All right, here's what it says, and I'll hold the card up for you. It says, this figure stands alone, silent and yet alert. The inner being is filled with flowers that carry the quality of springtime and regeneration wherever she goes. This inner flowering and the wholeness that she feels affords the possibility of unlimited movement. She can move in any direction. Within and without, it makes no difference, as her joy and maturity cannot be diminished by externals. She has come to a time of centeredness and expansiveness. The white glow around the figure is her protection and her light. All of life's experiences have brought her to this time of perfection. When you draw this card, know well this moment carries a gift for hard work well done. Your base is solid now, and success and good fortune are yours, for they are the outcome of what has already been experienced within. Isn't that perfect? Like from the completion card to maturity, right? Like, so good. So I feel like this is what the present moment is offering us. It's this, I'll use the example of Alicia and I. So each one of us are this, right? Alicia is fully mature in the things that she creates and offers to the world, and so am I. And so each of us is stepping into a different expansion. We're not going backwards, we're going forwards into more. And I feel like, for all of us as we emerge out of quarantine, what have we gathered within? What awarenesses have we come to? What realizations have moved and dawned inside of us so that when we come out, it's with this really centered knowing of who we are and what it is we want to be spending our time on and who we want to be spending our time with and what is most compelling and important to us. A mature energy knows that and just moves through life from that self-expressed place. And so that's what's possible right now. That's the present card. It's not the future. It's like now, right now. So I love that, from completion to maturity, which flows right into comparison. I mean, How spectacular. When, I can't move these cards very easily. When we are mature, there is no comparison to another. We are each our own unique, beautiful gifts, right? So the card says, which is more important or valuable, the bamboo or the oak tree? Does the bamboo try to act like the oak tree? Does the oak tree try to act like the bamboo? They have different intentions and different flows of energy and different purpose, right? What the bamboo does has a whole different intention and meaning than what the oak tree provides. And so is either one better or worse than the other? Or they're just different. They're different. And I feel like as we put this third eye knowing into place, as we activate the third eye within, there's no comparison. Each one of us are our own unique, beautiful beings of light, and we don't need to be like anybody else. I would make a terrible singer and I am not a guitar player, and I don't do rising stars like Alicia because it's not what I know. I would be lousy at all of that beautiful things, the magic that she creates. And I don't think she'd be really happy doing the things I do. She'd probably figure out how to do them and do them really well. But it's not who she is. She's here to sing. She's here to sing, and I'm here to scribe, and I'm here to do these whatever videos I create and make. And right, we are our own unique, beautiful gifts. And as we step into new evolutions of ourselves, as we step out of one collaboration and make room for something new and maybe come back into other collaborations, there's just this ebb and flow. I was listening to Alicia's song, I Am the Ocean, right before I started the video. I just wanted to be hugged by her and connect with her as I started this. And I was just sitting here singing this beautiful song and picturing Alicia when she was, recording it. And oh, it was so good. It was so good. And I feel like, when we honor the magic of another individual and don't try to change them, don't try to have them be like us, just honor them for who they are, it creates more space within us too. There's just this joy. I've said this often in so many different spaces, but one of my greatest delights is when I witness a soul when I witness a human, when the soul inside is starting to guide the path and the human is like, whoa, what's happening, right? What is this that's going on in my journey? Witnessing the awakening of another is absolutely blissful. And it's the same magic. I was sharing this with my friends last October. We were out at my friend's farm and we saw these shooting stars going off like 3 a.m. We were sitting outside and there must have been 6. There were these shooting stars just and we were sitting around talking, and then one person was like, did you see that? And then another one was like, did you see that? And there were just all these shooting stars happening at the same time. And out of my mouth, I could just hear this truth that I hadn't tapped into in a long time. And I just said, do you know what a shooting star is? And my one friend said, yeah, it's when all the gases of a star collapse in and it dies. Right? And I was like, oh no, that is not what a shooting star is. You want to know what a shooting star is? It's the birth of a new soul. It's when a soul is burst forth into creation from source. And whoosh, right? There's just this magical bursting into existence that didn't happen before. And with our human eye, when we see it, we can't articulate it, but we can feel the magic, right? Like, we witnessed a miracle, which is why it's so rare for us to see it. We're not always open to witnessing miracles. And so I said to my friend, which one feels more true to you? Which one feels like the feeling of a shooting star? And she's like, not the star dying. I'm like, yes, but we don't have science to prove it. And so because we don't have science to prove it, we believe what the scientists are saying. I said, how do you measure out in space if a star is being, a soul is being birthed, or is a star dying? You don't, your science can't prove it yet. And so it takes this absolute faith and trust in the magic of the cosmos, the magic of the universe. And that's what the new moon and energy, new moon in Gemini energy is. Can we reconnect with curiosity and wonder to what is happening at a cosmic level? When we do, we remember things like shooting stars or when souls are born, right? And we remember there's no comparison. Is one shooting star exactly the same as the next shooting star? No, no, it's a whole new soul being brought into existence. And there's just no comparison. No comparison. So, wow, didn't know I was going to talk about all that, but there you go. So let's review again. The past is completion. I mean, come on. The present moment is maturity. So this is for now and the next, week or two. And then the comparison card carries us towards the next cycle of the moon. So this will carry us towards full moon into the next lunar and the next new moon. No comparison. You are your own unique, beautiful being, and so is the other whom you are talking with or engaging with. Okay, I have literally been making videos for the last couple hours trying to share this new thing I'm creating, and I could not get the words out. So here I am trying to do it in this video. Okay, so we are going to pull, I think we'll do 2 cards. We're going to do 2 cards. Again, this one is from the Light Seers Tarot deck. And these are just messages from my guides, our guides. If you're watching, your guides are part of this. It's just whatever message they feel they want us to know. And this is for the new moon in Gemini, and then the next lunar cycle that begins tomorrow. So it'll go for about 4 weeks. And it's so funny. I see people doing this where like they just shuffle and a card falls out, but I'm not very good at that. So I am going to take 2 more cuts, and then I'm going to take the top 2 cards. So from our guides, so beautiful. The King of Pentacles and the Page of Cups. So this is from our guides. Okay, so I don't know these cards as well as I know my Zen deck. I'm going to tell you what I see in them, and then I might read you a quick nugget from it. Okay, so the King of Pentacles is this beautiful, self-contained wizard is what he looks like to me, with his dog by his side. And I have to laugh because I have a dog. And we're not super close, but he follows me everywhere. And so as I look at this, I'm like, yeah, Star would sit by my side and pose in this way. So this is a shout out to all the pets that walk by our sides in these complex human journeys. And then the King of Pentacles, you can see the magic coming out of the pentacle he's holding on his knee, and how totally relaxed he is. Like, he's not working, he's not struggling, he's not in front of his computer trying to make it all happen. He's just leaning back. It looks like he's in his library with his little easy chair or whatever he's sitting in, and totally chill, just enjoying the moment. You can feel all the power, all the energy is sitting in that pentacle right at his knee. It just feels like, right? Good. Energetically, it just feels like, let's lean back. Let's bask in some of the beauty of what we've all been creating. It has been a time of such immense awareness and focus and clarity here on this planet. Not in a way I think any of us could have predicted or expected, but a definite slowdown, a definite, lean back, enjoy your life a little bit more, have some fun, sit with your pets. I said to one of my friends the other day, I'm like, I think the pets orchestrated the coronavirus because they wanted more time and attention from us. I think they were like, yo, adults, stay home, children, play. you know, they're teaching us. The pets are teaching us. The animals are teaching us. Slow down, people. Be present. You know, look at the wonder that sits right there available in your hands. And I love the color in the background, all the reds and oranges, the feeling of safety and home, and how he has all this white hair, white energy, like he's such an advanced soul, you know, just basking in this human journey. And I feel that for all of us, can we tap into, can we remember these wise versions of ourselves, these wise souls that sit in these human bodies? Can we slow down and tap back into that? You know, this little guy actually looks quite a lot like our star, because star is, I don't know, he looks half wolf. Dingo is what someone told me. He looks like a dingo. He is definitely wild. A wild tamed pet. Okay, so that's one message from the guides. The other message from our guides is Page of Cups. And this has two perspectives depending on how you look at it. It either looks like he's left his body and he's floating up there, or he's coming down and landing into his body. I'm not sure which way it applies for you. I'll read this card because I don't know this one as well, and I don't want to make a mistake and mess it up for you if it means something different. So here's the Page of Cups. And this is a message from our guides. It says, a dreamer, serendipity, creativity, new unexpected trajectories, magic and synchronicity, an open and joyful heart, sensitivity and romance, being motivated by innovative ideas. There is serendipity and magic here, like the first breath of love or a very first kiss. Anything is possible at this time. That was the message from our guides. Anything is possible at this time. Be open to wildly wonderful miracles. This is the When Pigs Fly card. Can you see the little pig up at the top? Which is so funny because Cincinnati is known as Porkopolis, somehow connected to pigs, and we have a flying pig marathon that would have just happened if we weren't in coronavirus, like would have just happened. So I love the pig reference. It feels like a shout out to my hometown. Holding this in your hands is a sign that unforeseen yet fortuitous events are coming your way. Bring childlike enthusiasm to the unknown and welcome any unexpected twists on your journey. Be open to inspiration from the strangest of places and pay attention to the intuitive musings that arrive. They will give your creativity wings. Do something silly, play a little more. So good. Thank you to, where's my picture of it? The Lightseers Tarot by Chris Ann. It's an amazing deck. Yeah, this is a perfect way to end the reading. Like, anything is possible and it's all open. So have a little more fun. If you can see too, the beautiful light that is emanating from, it looks like the heart chakra, even though the light is white, not green. Just the magic. I don't know if you can see this right in the back. It's like this alternate version of his hand is stretching out and being met with, this is actually really funny. Can you see they make like, it's two hands making like a little heart. You know how people do this? Did I do it right? Down at their heart. My husband and my son do this all the time. But it feels like there's this unseen magic right here that's saying, oh yeah, buddy, something good's about to come. Something good is about to happen. Do you see it? Do you feel it? Yeah, it's such a great card. And again, the number 9, Page of Cups, not the number 9. I felt like it was a completion, but it's a new beginning. Page of Cups, the 10, right? A new beginning. What is that actually? I should know this. Page of Cups would be, it's the 11. It's the 11. A little angel energy to end our reading. So beautiful. Anything is possible. So as I complete this reading, I don't know, will there be more of these readings? Maybe, maybe not, I'm not sure. But it felt important to take the beauty of what Alicia and I created in the Patreon space, and as we move into this new moon in Gemini, to bring it out into a more public arena and honor what we created and what we experienced and how we walked that path together, as anything is possible moving forward, right? New moon in Gemini, anything is possible. So to all of our Patreon family that walked with us, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. And let's see where the journey takes us next, my friends. I wish you a beautiful new moon in Gemini weekend and a happy Memorial Day weekend. So much love. Mwah.